Monopoly is basically the Latin word. It is the combination of two words, mono and poly. Mono means single and poly means firm. So from its name, it is clear that it is a market structure where there is only single seller in the market. So the main feature would be single seller in the market. Like in Pakistan, we have WAPTA as a single seller of electricity in Pakistan. So it has monopoly power in overall industry in Pakistan. So single seller is the first feature, and there will be definitely so many buyers or millions of buyers, trillions of buyers of the same firm. And the second feature is there is price discrimination in the market. Price discrimination is the term which basically means that seller is in the position to charge different prices to the different customers for exactly same product. In in previous topic in perfect competition, we discussed that there is no price discrimination. Every seller will charge same price. But in this scenario, in monopoly situation, price discrimination is there. Mean seller will charge different prices to different customers for exactly 100% exactly same product. And price discrimination can be due to three reasons. One is due to person, and number two is due to place, number three is due to use. So there are three reasons for which they charge different prices. Due to person mean they consider outlook of the customer. If customer looks rich, they charge high price. Uh, if customer looks financially unsound, then they charge low prices because they want to capture maximum number of customers. Secondly, price discrimination can be due to place. Mean in one market there might be low price for the same product, but in another market the same product might be available at high prices. For example, if you purchase a certain pair of shoes in Centaurus Mall, then it might be very expensive because the sellers are paying very high rental costs there, very high electricity charges, and so many other charges there. But if you go to the Sunday market and you try to find out exactly same product there, then you can find it at relatively low prices because the rental cost and every other cost is lower in Sunday market as compared to the Centaurus. And due to use is basically sometimes we use the product for multiple purposes. For example, if we consider the example of electricity, electricity has multiple uses, like you can use it for domestic purpose and you can use it for commercial or industrial purpose. If you are using electricity for domestic purpose, then WAPDA charges different price to you, and if you are using it for commercial or industrial purpose, then you have to pay different prices for the same unit. So this is basically due to use. And the third feature we can explain for monopoly can be strong entry and exit barriers. What does this mean? This means that new firms cannot easily enter the industry and existing firm cannot leave the industry. Why it happens? It happens because setup cost is very high. Setup cost means starting the business will require huge outlay to set up the business, to start the business. For example, if you want to launch a company against WAPDA, which has already basically network throughout Pakistan, if you want to set up a company against WAPDA, then you will have to invest huge amount of money, and generally individuals don't have such amount of money to come against the monopoly firm. Secondly, there is very high sunk cost. Sunk cost means if you have to shut down the business for any reason, then you will have to even sacrifice all the costs you have basically incurred to set up the business. So sunk cost is very high. Sunk cost is also known as irrecoverable cost. If your business stops working, then whatever cost you have basically paid for starting the business, that will be lost. And another feature can be because of price discrimination, average revenue and marginal revenue will not be equal. So because of price discrimination, average revenue curve will be negatively sloped like this, and this is also known as demand curve. And we have again quantity on x, and we have three variables: price, revenue and cost on y-axis. Now average revenue is negatively sloped. In previous topic, in perfect competition, we saw that perfect competition price remains the same, so price is equal to average revenue and marginal revenue. So in that scenario, average revenue and marginal revenue were also straight line, horizontal straight lines. But in this situation, there is difference of average revenue. It is negatively sloped, and marginal revenue will be shadow of average revenue. Mean marginal revenue will always be lesser than average revenue. Again, the reason behind this concept that marginal revenue is always lesser than average revenue is that when you are selling every additional unit at low price as compared to the previous unit, it means every additional unit will get lesser marginal revenue as compared to the previous one, but average revenue will still remain high. So marginal revenue is the shadow of average revenue. Now total revenue will be like this. Total revenue will no doubt start from origin point, and it will initially rise, and then at a certain point it will be maximized. At this point, let's say it's maximized, and afterwards it will start falling, because when you are selling every additional unit at lower price, and at one point it may result in fall in your total revenue. So initially total revenue rises, and after maximum point has been achieved, it will start falling. So we can compare it with perfectly competitive market. In perfectly competitive market, since every unit was sold at the same price, so total revenue was smooth straight line, positively smooth straight line. But in this situation, total revenue will initially rise, it will reach the maximum point, afterwards it will start falling. So this is the different thing. The sixth point can be the relationship between total revenue and total cost can be shown. This is total revenue, which initially rises, reaches maximum point and then falls. On y-axis we have cost and revenue. This is origin point and this is quantity. And total cost will be same as we have discussed in perfectly competitive markets. So it will look like this, and this is the area of loss because total cost is above total revenue. So this area is area of loss, and this point where total revenue and total cost are intersecting each other, this is known as normal profit. And this point, which is again normal profit because total revenue and total cost meet each other, and the area in between them is supernormal profit. And supernormal profit mean total revenue will be greater than total cost. So throughout this region, which I am now shading, throughout this region total revenue remained higher than the total cost. So firms will be earning supernormal profit during this area. And afterwards, this is again the area of loss because total cost is again higher than the total revenue. Cost is above total revenue, so firm will be facing again loss. One last information, we are running short of time. One last information about monopoly we can discuss today is how to make graph for price output determination. So in monopoly, we can see that firms always focuses on supernormal profit. And condition for supernormal profit will remain the same, which we have already discussed in perfectly competitive market, that total revenue must be greater than total cost, average revenue must be greater than average cost, price must be greater than average cost. So conditions are exactly same, but graph will look a little bit different. We have to draw again x and y axis, and on x we have quantity or output, on y we have three variables: price, revenue and cost. In monopoly, average revenue is negatively sloped, which is also equal to demand curve. Marginal revenue is the shadow of average revenue, and for equilibrium marginal cost must be equal to marginal revenue. So we have to draw marginal cost curve, and marginal cost curve looks like hockey stick, and it is exactly same which we have already made in previous topics. So equilibrium will take place where MC intersects MR at this point. So quantity is Q and price charged will be P. So this is different thing which we have to basically extend perpendicular Q up till point E to average revenue till average revenue. So price is P and quantity is Q. Let's see, again it is $10 and quantity is, let's say, 100 units. So total revenue will be price into quantity, and it is 10 into 100 is equal to 1000, or it is OPEQ. Why we basically extend this perpendicular from Q to AR? Because we know that price is always equal to average revenue. ठीक है, price हमेशा average revenue के equal होती है, so we have to extend this perpendicular to average revenue to find out the price level. And now the last thing I'm going to discuss here is what should be the total cost. Total cost, we know that total cost must be lesser than total revenue, or average cost must be lesser than price. Mean price is greater than average cost. So we have to make basically graph for average cost curve which must be lesser than price. So we can make average cost curve somewhere at this point. So this is average cost curve, and average cost intersects perpendicular EQ at point B. Let's say it's point B, and this is, let's say, point C. So average cost is, let's say, $8. So total cost will be average cost multiplied by quantity. Average cost is 8, quantity is 100. So 800 will be the total cost, or we can label it total cost as OCBQ. OCBQ. This is total cost. So total revenue is greater than total cost. So this area which I'm shading is profit. The formula for profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue is 1000 and total cost is 800. So profit will be 200. Or we can write it like this: OPEQ. OPEQ was total revenue. OPEQ, this is total revenue, and total cost is OCBQ minus OCBQ. We can cancel O with O, Q with Q, and we will get PECB. So profit is equal to PEBC. So PEBC is this area. So this is the area of supernormal profit.